Hey, and welcome back to my channel. This is Jonna Logic and I am Jonna. Today I'm going to answer a few more questions that I received in my email related to my perspective and my experience thus far on joining the Air Force. So before we go any further, make sure you click the like button if you enjoy the content of this video, and subscribe to the channel, and certainly click the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. So we're gonna just jump right into those questions. The first one is, was joining the Air Force everything I thought it would be, and would I do it again? Yes and no. And I know that's a weird two-sided answer, but that's the truth. I had some anticipations of what boot camp and tech school would be like, and that's just from doing research and looking things up online. And then I didn't have a whole lot of understanding of what my unit would be like. And part of the reason is because I did not get to go to any UTAs or anything prior to going to boot camp that a lot of people do get to go through, and that was because of COVID. So I signed last January. I was supposed to go to my first UTA slash DEP weekend, and that was March of 2020. And of course, that's when everything shut down. So I didn't get to go to any of those, and went straight into boot camp in June. Graduated from tech school in October, went right to my unit in November. And so I just really couldn't have any anticipation for what it was joining the unit. There was nobody really for me to bounce questions off of or anything like that. So I guess I would say yes. There were things that I anticipated, not hardline expectation, that did come to fruition. But then there are so many things that I just didn't know or couldn't anticipate because there was nobody in my life to kind of give me perspective. And I think it was better that way, to be honest, because there wasn't any disappointment going on with regard to not meeting expectations. Additionally, I didn't really have any worries about what it was going to be like when I got to my unit, just because I just would have to see what would happen when I got there and be flexible. I mean, you know, you hear be flexible all the time in the Air Force, especially throughout BMT and tech school. And the truth is, you really do need to be flexible. So yes, it met some of my anticipations based on my research from the boot camp, BMT, and tech school side, but I didn't really have any expectations when it came to my unit. The second question was, the second half of that question was, would I do it again? And the answer is yes. I'm honestly not that far into it. I've only had 6 months in my unit, and has it been challenging? Absolutely. But it's just another thing in life where if there's value or worth to it, it's not necessarily just going to be super simple or come in the blink of an eye. You have to put work in. And it also goes back to my desire to have no regrets. There's many things in life that were good and bad that I've gone through or made decisions about. And I wouldn't go back and change any of those things, because I wouldn't be who I am today had I made those changes. So I would say yes, I would do it again. So the second question is about how the Air Force has changed my perspective in life. And I would say there are 3 areas that it has really impacted. The first is The first is really being my own advocate. And I'm not saying I've been a doormat. That's not the case. But I do realize the need to speak up more about how things impact me, what I want. I'm not saying being a spoiled brat about things or acting as though my plans or my desires, my wants are more important, but you certainly aren't going to get where you want to be or have the things that you feel you need if you don't speak up. And I believe going through BMT and tech school, where there were things that I knew would make my time there better, I had to speak up about. Nobody's a mind reader, and the status quo is okay if you're not saying anything. It's just how it is. The second thing would be with regard to flexibility. You, I'm sure, have already heard you need to be flexible in the Air Force. And that's so true. I've always been a pretty flexible person. I'm a planner, an organizer, I'm structured. When chaos abounds, I can create a form of structure even within that chaos. That said, I've known for a long time to write my plans in pencil because things come up and things change all the time. And even more so in the military. I don't know why that is, but it just is. And so I've had to be a little more gracious in that area and become more skilled at allowing things to just move forward and being okay and being flexible. I would say that during those times when stuff changes on you, plans change, it causes you to be a better problem solver and more creative in your thinking. So I guess it's done some positive things from my perspective on having to be even more flexible. And the third area that it has impacted is not wasting time. I've never been one to procrastinate. I like to get things done and accomplished. I'm always on the move. But that's when it comes to my own self and my own personality. There are times in life when other people, their choices, their decisions, their actions or lack thereof will impact you, your personal life, your career, your projects at work, whatever it may be. And I don't want someone else to waste my time. However, there are instances where you do need to recognize that people need space and or time to make their choices or decisions. And so there's a fine line there of when to be more assertive and when to hang back. And I think I've gotten better at walking that line, recognizing where that line sits, but I've definitely become more assertive so that my time is not wasted. So those are the three areas that I think have been really impacted by joining the Air Force, and it's been just about a year now. So let me know if you do have any other questions. Just want to know again what my experiences have been, and I am happy to share them with you. And if you don't want to leave a comment, please go ahead and send me an email. I do have an email linked to this YouTube channel, and you can send me your questions directly there. If they're personal, I will just email you back with some answers. If I feel like your questions will help other people, I will go ahead and make a video. So thanks for joining me. And again, I look forward to seeing you next time.